So we're here in Hayburn State Park, and it has some of the best wild rice in the world and has the biggest wild rice patch in North Idaho. And so we've got about 100 acres out here, kind of all around me. Everything behind me is wild rice, and that's what we're here for, is get that harvested. This is our 4th harvest season. I didn't even know this was here for the longest time. I grew up in Coeur d'Alene, not too far away from here. Had no idea this existed. And then back when I was kind of 23, I was kind of looking for something interesting to do, kind of, like a side hustle. And my dad happened to meet a gentleman who did it way back in the 80s.
I'm the father of the primary grower and overseer of the operation. McKinley is basically the on-water operations. So he's picking up the rice, harvesting it, brings the boat, the airboat, up to the dock, and then usually myself or his mother will remove the rice from the header, and then it goes into kind of, I guess we're going to call it garbage cans. It's a very low budget operation, and then we'll probably get 4 to 5 garbage cans full of rice, and then we take that and put it into a dump trailer.
Wild rice has kind of been in Northern Idaho for about, as best we can tell, about 100 years. Likely brought by some duck hunters. There's a ton of migratory waterfowl that comes through here, and it's a perfect habitat for them. From that time period, because we have such a similar climate to where it's native over in Minnesota, Chain Lake, stuff like that, it has really kind of exploded, and it's been here so long and so geographically isolated, it's become its own unique variety, and known for kind of its longer than usual and fatter than usual grain and an incredible amount of flavor. That's Benewah Lake wild rice.
I'll give most of the credit to McKinley, and that's rightfully where it should all go. He's been working on this new boat for the past, I would say, 6 months, little over. He purchased an airplane engine out of Canada, and I don't know how he found this thing. It's out from the 1960s.
And then we put it on pontoons rather than a flat bottom boat, so that it kind of parts the rice into these nice little windrows and damages it as little as possible, because one thing that we have to do is kind of come through multiple times. It's not just a one-time thing. You have a few kernels here and there that ripen, and then we need to come back through a couple days later, a week later, and harvest it again to get as much as we can.
And when it's mature, it'll fall off into the netting on the header. And it's incredibly efficient.
It's basically a totally passive system how we collect it. It's just the force of the boat kind of driving into the grain, and then the grain just knocking against the catcher, and that's how we collect it. It's not like a combine or something like that where things are being cut or you have mechanical parts moving. The only moving part is the prop on the fan boat, and just the momentum just knocks off what's there, and then what's not ready just pops right back up and is ready usually a few days later.
Humans have can be very impactful on how we develop and how we create our food sources, develop our roads, all these things that we do that have a major impact. And this is such a low impact process, and it provides an amazing food source.